I'm one of the strongest men to ever walk the earth.
I love Caesar salad.
Robert.
Boys.
I think we need to buy cameras. I've been looking at our stuff. I think we need to buy cameras and take this up a notch. What do you think?
Put like a camera right here.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way to add quality of the show is for them to see our pretty faces better. Yeah.
I think they need to see the zit that I got going on right here. Massive pimple that I got going on here.
My mohawk is now like regular hair with just extra long curls on top. So like,
I love that. Yeah. We need. I think we should take a look at some cameras for and get excited for it.
Do they have something like that where they connect it to the laptop?
I think so. We can find that out. We can. Our people that listen, maybe there's some sort of technical guru out there that'll give us some information.
For sure.
Anyways,
if we live. Hey, did you see this? So months ago, they had this thing come out about like this thing flying through space. Did you see any of that stuff?
I have not, but I love that you just. We should get cameras if we live.
Yeah. Well, we've only got a short intro. Let's make a little thing to talk about.
All right, let's talk about it. So there's something coming for us?
Yeah, well, like months ago, I saw this thing. It was like this giant thing in space coming. You know, everyone talks about these things all the time. And they said the thing that was special about this one is how big it is and that its movement seemed to have intelligence behind it. It wasn't like just flowing through space. It was going against the grain in some places and stuff like that from the way I understood it. But like that was months ago, and I haven't heard anything for a while. And now they're saying
if these aliens can get here by then, they don't.
It's been months, man. They should have been here.
Well,
I say October 29th is the day it's supposed to go by the sun, and they're supposed to find all this stuff out. We'll actually be within our view and all that.
Ooh, that's exciting. Well, that's pretty interesting. I think the plane at 36,000 feet, the United plane at 36,000 feet, just being hit by something is more concerning to me. It's just like they think,
I didn't even hear that. It got hit.
Oh, read about that. They think it's just space garbage just fell on it, hit a plane, and I'm just like,
oh, where was it flying? Is it in the States?
Yeah, it was in the States. It was a United plane flying by. They had to emergency land in Utah.
Okay.
And you should take a look at it. The front of the plane is all smashed in. The pilot's all covered in blood. They're all like bunch of gears all broken. They landed it. So I'm just like, was it going the same direction as them? Like, was it falling down? Like there's so many. And I'm not an expert. Ladies and gentlemen, don't think that I'm an expert because I'm not an expert.
Go to space on Ian's word.
Yeah. Don't let me figure out your rocket. But I'm just like, was like you would think. Okay, it hit it going. They were probably going about 700 miles an hour. So how fast was that going? And what did the people feel on the plane? Like they haven't talked to anybody on the plane yet.
Oh yeah.
Like, can you imagine being in a fender bender at 700 miles? Yeah.
They get all the good information from them, and then they blank their minds out before they could tell us. You know, I've seen Men in Black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even see that one. No, that's awesome that he landed it, man. The balls on that guy. That's at least hopefully he was at least the right kind of drunk if he was drunk. You know?
He was what's that movie with Denzel Washington where he's hammered and he tips the plane upside down and still lands it. So
that's the same thing they found out about that guy that landed on the Hudson Bay. That guy Soley or Holy Hammer or whatever, like the guy that famous pilot, everyone found out he was hammered. He was hammered when he crashed. I mean, allegedly. I
was gonna say, don't get us sued.
But either way, I mean, if pilots are up there hammered and then they can take a freaking rocket to the face and still land it in the desert of Utah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
I'm good. If you can take a rocket to the face, I want to meet you.
Yeah. Let's get them on before they black out their minds.
Oh, somebody's getting messages in our room today.
My phone's connected to the laptop, which you like me using.
It's probably Eddie wondering if he can come back on.
Yeah, I still was surprised he did it. I talked to Brian Brian Shaw, like we all
Mm-hmm.
were really close, the group of us. And I talked to Brian yesterday and he was like, hey man, I really want to come on the show. So I think
All right. I
we'll
like
make
it when
this a
people want to come
strong
on.
man podcast now.
I don't care. I'm just like, oh my God, I love it. I love it. All entertaining. I'm always curious about it. Yeah, I got to move this camera. I'm looking a little bit. I'm in the sun kind of. I'll sit back like that. Do I look like?
Hey,
Do I look
put
like
your
a
hood on
human
though.
again?
Put your hood on. Make it look cool. Yeah. Back of the bus, Ian. Hey, in Canada, the kids on the back of the bus, they're like, they're not like gangsters, you know, but they're like the kids that wear the hoods and don't say sorry.
Yes, they don't say sorry. The kids on the bus in Canada are so far out of the village. Like everybody else has to walk. They have to.
Oh, really? So you got the boonies in
Yeah,
bus.
no, those kids were just a bunch of hillbillies. So.
You know, I just found out. Did I tell you already where that word comes from? Hillbilly?
Which one? Where
Hillbilly.
from the hills, and most people only having one name, Billy.
Close. It's so the Scottish.
I like that. I like the way
it's really close. Really close.
No, you got mad at me. You're like, That's
no, I wasn't
that's
mad. That wasn't mad.
Yeah, Way to go, Mayhem. Way to go, Mayhem.
I think that's reflection, brother. I wasn't mad, but
Mayhem.
it was really close to it. You got back of the bus attitude already. Like it's so that when the Scottish people moved mostly out in West Virginia, when they moved over from Scotland, whenever the ones that moved into the mountains that were particularly, you know, not good with people, that's they lived in
otherwise known as the Scottish people.
And yeah, if you've been to Scotland, but a really common name for Scottishmen is William. So they'd call him Mountain Williams, and short for Williams is Billy. So they just turned into Hillbilly. So yeah,
short for mountains is hill.
Yeah. So Hillbilly came from Mountain Williams, at least according to whatever thing I saw it on.
I love it. That's Robert never fails. He always brings us information. We always bring this information. We got a great guest today. He was on that show, I Love New York, but then he spun it. He's like, this is great, but he spun it into becoming a fitness influencer. So obviously he's gorgeous. We're going to take a look at him. He's probably never been a Husky boy ever, but he's going to come in and talk to us about what he's up to. But I enjoy it because I think for the most part, reality TV is the beginning to something else, and I want to talk to him about that. So Jason Rosell is here. Let's go to him. Shall we go talk to him?
Let's talk to him.
Hey, Jason, welcome to the show. Word is we just found out that you may have been a Husky boy at some point.
Oh, I was a Husky kid, a Husky boy, and a Husky adult, let me tell you.
Really? We've only seen gorgeous Jason. So tell us all about your Husky times.
Sure thing. I was born and raised in Astoria, Queens, New York. Both of my parents.
Pizza.
Oh, yeah? Nice. Wait,
Pizza.
You're from Astoria?
No. I said as soon as you said Queens, I was like pizza. That's why he's Husky boy.
Pizza. And the Greek food. Don't get me started.
Oh, anyways, you're Greek.
No, but my best friends growing up, all Greek, Italian. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, so I grew up, in a household. My mom is from Spain, part Puerto Rican. My father is 100% Spaniard. And, it just wasn't the best of neighborhoods. And I would literally go to school. I went to a Catholic school, St. Patrick's. And then I would go home, eat, because my parents ran car dealerships. They were hustlers. They were just working nonstop, play Nintendo, eat 3 or 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with Nesquik. I would just dip, dunk, get fat, go to school, and then get my ass whooped because I was different just because I was fat. And I was like white, but I was Spanish. So people were like, let's just pick on this fat fuck.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So and how did you break away?
How did I break away? I mean, God, there's a whole long story, but fast forward, after living in Queens for 10 years, my parents, we moved to Spain, and that's where I learned how to speak Spanish, read, all that fun stuff. But that's where like the bullying got really bad because, I'm in another country and they're expecting you or me to be like everything that they see of Americans. They expected me to be a pro basketball player. They expected me to know hockey. They expected me to rap. And when I didn't meet even though I was pretty good at a lot of things, dude, they would just take literally turns just beating me up. And I was pretty tall and big for my height. Like when I was like already 14, I was a size 38 waist and 155 pounds at that age. So you can imagine how big I was getting. So I can beat up kids one-on-one, but when it's 6 or 7, forget about it. Fast forward, we moved back to the States, and the bullying continued. And I was about 21. I hit my rock bottom, 225 pounds. I was a high school dropout, smoking weed, and getting in trouble. My mom found me in a bathtub, just passed out, fat, miserable, depressed, and I couldn't even see my private parts, dude. I would look down, that's how big my belly was. That day, I decided to change, and I'll get into the rest of the story. But yeah, I've been through some shit.
But at least you were clean. You were in a bathtub, so that's good.
I was clean, Ian. I was a clean, husky, fat, Oreo cookie, bath-loving kid.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's I'm curious. You start off like this, and then you start going this way of you're chasing acting dreams. Were you chasing acting dreams at some point?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I was always a happy fat kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was a happy college kid. And one thing I've learned, and I tell people within my practice of life and wellness coaching, is that if you're not happy when you're fat, you're not going to be happy when you're fit. That's just a fact, right? Because happiness
Mm-hmm.
is an inside job. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. I've
Yeah,
helped
yeah.
people lose 180 pounds. They still weren't happy.
Still cranky.
Still cranky, and
Still
body
cranky.
dysmorphia comes into play. We'll get into that. But yeah, I always wanted to be an entertainer, an actor. And when I lost most of the weight, even though I lost 75 pounds, I started getting attention, and I was like, shoot, what if I moved to LA one day? And right, I ended up being a high school dropout for a couple years, went to college, got a few degrees, and I moved my ass, a fitter ass, should I say, to LA with my girlfriend at the time. And then so much madness happened since then. Yeah.
Do you
Robert?
think the happiness that you still had when you were a husky boy and all that stuff, was that ingrained or that innate? How did that come about for you? We've talked about it on this show before. Like, I always give credit to my mom, and Ian's also done the same. Like this confidence that you have, even though you're being bullied and you are a husky guy.
Yeah.
Where does yours come from?
Great question, man. I work on childhood trauma all the time. My happiness came from my mom and my grandma. Okay. Very happy, strong woman. My depression and anxiety, though, that I had, A, for being overweight, B, being bullied, racism, the list goes on, along with my father being a former bodybuilder, really fucked me up.
Oof.
Okay. Why? Because when you're overweight and you have somebody that is up here, right? Literally working out every day and saying, "Hey, fatty." I mean, he used to call me fatty. That was my nickname from my own father. You need
Fuck.
to work out.
Yeah.
You have to work out. Look at all the kids in the neighborhood. They're fit and you're fat. So I didn't get any love. I mean, when I tell you, not one video game, not one memory of my father and I playing, it was all my mom. So I was like a happy kid, but inside I was depressed, but I used to kind of hide it with making jokes and just being happy, Yeah.
Have you repaired your relationship with your father? Is your father still around?
Man, that's another one. It stings because he just turned 89.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
He lives in Spain. My parents have been separated since I was 16, so it's been like about 20 some odd years or so since I've seen him.
My father, just to share in your vulnerability.
Yeah, please.
My father passed before I got to figure my stuff out with him and all that stuff. You know, he was schizophrenic and a lot of other stuff. And unfortunately, we got to watch him die on a Zoom call just like this. And so, like, when you don't get to settle those things and all that stuff, it can linger, and it can be something that just like sits forever. But for people like us that try and move forward, that aren't just like sulking in it, you know, being able to actively communicate with other people that are trying to be better, you know, trying to engage. It doesn't even have to be fitness. Like, it can be whatever intrigues you, you know, that kind of whatever is helping you grow as an individual and stuff, you know. That's probably why when the situation came up where he reached back out, you didn't fold or go back into, you know, like being the 15-year-old you. So, you know, growth is different in different ways, different folks, different strokes, but you know, it's good that you can at least stand tall now, you know.
110%. And you know, I know we're talking about different topics, and I hope you guys are okay with this. Like, I studied.
No, yeah.
When
yeah, we don't feel like there's anything you can't say on this podcast. We're fun, we're deep, we're whatever. You just
awesome.
tell us your story.
Yeah,
right?
for sure, man. I studied. I think we all in this room can agree. We've all had our heart broken at one or many points, right?
What?
Dating.
Not Ian. No.
I'm back in the bus, buddy. I'm back in the bus.
Put the hood back
on. Forget about it. That's awesome. No, but for real though, after being mentally screwed up for, you know, what we just talked about, and then dating, true story, when I was fat, it was easier for me to pick up chicks, right? I didn't have nothing to prove. I was just me. The moment I lost 75 pounds, and then of course, you know, there was a transition, you get toned, you have dysmorphia, then you become skinny fat. There's all these mental shit. I started attracting the wrong people, but like I learned through therapy and psychology that I've studied so many years of, we define love from our past of what we thought what love was into our adult life. What I mean is, if say you were breadcrumbed by your mom or your dad, right, or whoever, or maybe you had a high level tolerance to narcissism, right? It could be a extrovert narcissism or a covert narcissist. Do you know the difference between the two?
I don't.
It sounds self-explanatory, but yeah, you can go.
Okay. I would love to hear you explain that though. I'd like to do that. Sure.
So you have what we call a lot of times the typical extroverted narcissist. We think someone that has a high ego, speaks and thinks very highly of themselves. You walk on their planet. It's their world. You're living in it. Now, the other side is a covert narcissist that, even though the word says it, hidden, right? They are people that you actually feel bad for, right? You're kind of like, you ever met those people? Or say a girl precisely, oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I'm not this. They're always complaining, right? Or it could be a family member, and you're like, man, you got a big heart. You want to help them out. Oh, shit, you better watch out. That's a serpent ready to bite you. Because those type of coverts are actually breadcrumbing you enough to give you just enough love and act like they're down when all they're trying to do is control you and any situation. Once they have you trapped where they want you and you're thinking they're awesome, right? They're good people. That's when you're screwed. That's when they slowly manipulate and take control of each aspect of your life. Okay? Now, I bring this up, Ian and Robert, because we can meet these type of people every single day. And it's okay to there's a healthy level of narcissism. You've got it, Robert. You've got it, Ian. I definitely have it. But when you know and you are aware, hey, it's kind of like you look in the mirror, you lost 20 pounds, you flex, you feel good, right? But the other level is when you're like, I'm going to take over the world. I'm better than other people, but I'm not going to let them know about it. I'm going to make them feel like shit and really make them feel my wrath of pain little by little. It's really diabolical shit. And it is, if you look this up, it's a truly A narcissistic personality disorder is a disease. It's not just slang. It's a true psychological disease.
Do you think overcompensating gets confused for narcissism a lot?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe so.
Like
Because
people just don't feel good enough and they have to go like tenfold, which gets confused for narcissism, which isn't too far away once you start treating people like that, right?
It
So
could be kind of like the covert narcissism too, as he's saying, like if you're over showing because you feel bad for yourself, and then you like in whatever, if that works.
Robert, I got a pimple right here.
yeah, right. But and you just said a great example. And again, I'm just I can mimic so many people I've met through my life, whether it's my aunt, whether it's girls like, oh my God, look, I got a pimple. And oh my God, I'm so ugly. Oh my God, I'm so fat. When I went through this, I thought I felt genuinely bad, right? They were just plotting. They just want attention. It doesn't matter if it's good attention or it's bad attention. It's attention. My old friend, my old mentor said, think of it like this. Here's the light. You're the moth, right? And here's the light. And they just want to suck up your energy, right? That's all it is. Doesn't matter if it's good or not. Because like I said earlier about people not being happy when they're fat, they're not going to be happy when they're, if you're not happy, they're going to bring you into that misery. And as you guys both know, misery loves company. That's it. So now my radars are just I'm a talkative guy, but I'm quiet, dude. I'll just sit here and listen to you, watch your mannerisms, and shut the fuck up. And then we'll go from there.
Are you married?
No.
Are divorced?
Neither.
Never been married.
Never been married.
Just curious.
What blood type are you?
Yeah. What do you need? Zip code and your social.
Yeah, literally. No, I've come close to all of those. I have no kids. It's not that I'm against it, but I've been through a lot, and I'm at a point where when you're so happy with your life, and I am dating someone. I'm just chilling. Like, when you're just on like literally like hitting 85 in the highway and you're just chilling, listen to that song, and you just keep on, I'm coasting. That's it,
Good. That's what you seem happy. You seem like you're doing things, but you seem like you're trying to protect other people from the things you've been through. Am I wrong?
100%, right? 100%. If I knew what I know now 5 years ago, if I would have known what I know 10 years ago, and I think I speak for all of us, it would be selfish of me not wanting to share that or to help someone that's going through it. Because look, if it wasn't for the internet, right? Like half of us wouldn't even be as cool right now. That's just the truth, right? Like, at least for me, I speak for myself that if we've all gone through things, say you've had I can talk about all of my neck pains. I can talk about knee pains. I literally have watched many YouTubes and I've helped myself. I do videos helping people doing the same thing in other topics. It's awesome. Awesome helping people. When you get comments, people are like, dude, I was going to throw myself off the ledge the other day, but that video you did, that really helped me. I was like, cool.
So do you do mostly videos, or do you do classes, or what kind of things do you do? Because you do it's self-help. Would you describe it as self-help of what you do?
Yeah. So I started a company in 2011 called Caliente Fitness, and
so hot.
Yeah.
So spicy.
Even the way he rolls his L, no, there's no L rolling in Caliente.
Well, yes, there is. La C, la A, la L, la I, la E, la N, la T, la E, ¿verdad? Es caliente. Hoy vamos a hablar con Robert y Ian. Estamos vivo en Husky Boys. Gracias a Emi, mi amigo, por introducirnos. Nuestra amistad. See that? That was it.
Mucho gordo, boys.
Somos los gordo boys. Woo!
Las montañas es muy alto.
See? Ian, wait, you got me lost with the laughter.
It was about how you do
Fitness. Caliente
Yeah.
Fitness. It started simply as a fitness company, right? Just to get people in shape. Because I did it and I was like, shit, if I can lose 75 pounds and get in awesome shape, why can't I help others? But I realized, although I was helping people get shredded or people in their 50s and 60s look better than they did in their 20s, they were mentally still exhausted, fighting with themselves, and still not happy, which is what I said earlier. And that's when I was like, I need to make a shift into this company. And that's when I studied, I became a life coach. And now when I help people, yes, I have digital download DVDs, I have books on Amazon, I have a list of credentials. You don't need that. You just need people that really want to change for the right reasons. I turn down 95% of people because they want to train or get in shape because they got a party or an event to go to, they're getting married, or it's just vain reasons. And I'm like, dude, if you're just doing this for the short term, go hire someone else. I don't want to do it. I'm at that point.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
That's awesome, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Not to too quickly, I know you have a hard out, but I saw something I wanted to ask you about. You I don't know if you endorse it or work with it or created it, but you have some kind of knowledge about a nasal dilator, you know, like mine, I went to the dentist like a little less than a year ago. I did a scan, and he, you know, you're supposed to have openings behind in your nasal cavity here, and mine been mashed up so many times it's just straight bone all the way across it. So I'm a mouth breather by necessity half the time, and at night I use a CPAP. Well, it's a BiPAP for those who know, but I really am curious as to what's your affiliation with the nasal dilator and like how it works.
What I'm about to tell you, and I'm good on time for a little bit, is going to blow both of your minds away. So let me explain something, because I understand your agony and millions out there when they can't breathe. It's suffocating, right? It's the worst. Now, it's called an internal nasal valve collapse. Okay? So instead of my nose being crooked on the outside, it's crooked on the inside. In addition, I have a major Jesus, help me out here.
Booger factory.
Hold on. It's deviated septum. Jesus.
Okay. That was my next one.
Yes. So it's bad, right? Again, luckily nothing on the outside, but again, like you, it's for many reasons, whether it's jujitsu or genetics as you get older. I've done any and all tests possible. They said, if you want to breathe again normal, because I do breathe from my mouth and I was addicted to nasal sprays for literally 28 years. No joke. Okay. The 4-way, the one that you're constantly kind of like, you see Arthur from King of Queens, he's always inhaling. That was me. They said, in order to fix this, we have to do 4 operations in one. I've never had an operation. You know, I know it's going to happen at some point. I said, what else can I do holistically? Nobody can help me. Of course, doctors want to charge you. I discovered, and what I'm going to show you a few things right now. I'm not getting paid to do this or endorse. I found this device. Do you see that?
Looks like a nose clamp for when you're swimming.
The magnet. It's the magnet, right?
Nope. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so what you do, I'm going to demonstrate. What this does, when you put it inside your nose, it literally opens up. I want you to see how bad my nose is. Watch. Do you see how close it gets?
Yeah.
It's 80% clogged. Watch this. Now I look like I have a nose ring, right? I breathe perfect. I used to snore at night. I used to always have my mouth open, and I used to wake up every 2 to 2.5 hours, sleeping like shit. This has saved my life and my breathing.
What is that? What is it called? What's the name of that?
I'm gonna give you the name privately, because I'm not getting paid, and I hit up the company and I say, yo, I got you though. Okay.
All right.
Now, Ian, this is the one you're talking about, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how these work. These are little Band-Aids, okay, that have a little magnet right there. You see that? See that magnet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what you do is you take it off, you put one little Band-Aid on one corner, then the other on the other corner, and this, right? You clamp it on, and it instantaneously opens up your passages. It's ridiculous awesome. Okay? Now, if you're wondering, well, which one's better? They both are equally as awesome. It depends on how and where you want to wear it. When I go to the dentist, which I hate, I just had a root canal. I don't know do you guys get nervous when you go to the dentist, or you're good?
I'm good, but I understand.
It's because I can't
understand why.
Yeah, for sure.
So me, it was bad. I mean, they didn't even give me laughing gas. And if it wasn't for me, I wore this, right? During it, because I was like, man, I don't want to, there's good looking girls at the dentist. I don't want to look like a weirdo with a nose ring. So I wore this. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gone through the root canal, right? If you're going to have an MRI, you can't wear that because it has metal. You want to use this. At night, though, you can use either. The only downside about these guys is that you have to constantly, at the end of the day, take off the Band-Aid and redo it. So this is more convenient. This is more aesthetically pleasing because it looks like we're training to go to a football game. You know what I mean?
The ones that like I've used the little sticker things.
Yes.
Kind of like a little bit of a cardboard or something.
Breathe Right.
Yeah.
I tried. They don't work
Stuff
right.
like that. I was gonna say if that machine is like Breathe Right, it's not gonna do too much, you know.
No. This is 80% better than Breathe Right. I can't believe how well I sleep. Like I when they say sleep is so important, right? I'm gonna be 45. I make sure I have such a strict schedule of my sleep because it don't matter how often you work out, how good you diet, this, that, and the other thing. If your sleep is not awesome, the rest is going to be not nearly as good as it should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
one that goes in your nose, man, I've got high hopes for that. Seeing that, like I don't care. I'm already funny looking, so I'll put that in and go to sleep on a plane, you know?
Dude, trust me, you're gonna, even if it only helps you by 30-40%. My mom, I got her hooked. She loves it. I got like a few of my clients use it. And, I've saved marriages, dude, by literally through this. It's crazy.
I'm stoked
Awesome.
to try it out. I'm flying.
I love it. Robert wants to end the call right now so we can get the information and go buy it. You can tell. He's like, we don't have any more questions. Thanks for coming. Goodbye.
Thanks for coming.
No. I'll send it. I'll send it to Emmy, and then we'll exchange. I'm gonna follow you guys from my Caliente Fitness Instagram page that I'd already told Emmy, and then on my other page I'm gonna share stories. But let's have some fun before we end this. Let's talk about you guys a little bit. I want to know this. What keeps both of you, I guess, energized to do more each and every day, whether it's the Husky Boy show, whether it's Ian doing shows or you doing competitions? Like what goes through you psychologically that you're like, I want more, I need more? What is it?
Robert.
Me.
Robert, go ahead.
My motivation for things is very different as I age. I'm 40 now. I've got 2 kids, so there's all that. But I've been a professional athlete for 15 years, and before that, I was, they were paying for college, so that's some type of professional athlete. And then before that, I was an athlete all the way down till I was like 5. I started with gymnastics. So when you're 40 and you're like, fuck, I don't feel the same about going to the gym anymore. I'm not like, let's go. I had the most stable, strong shoulders in American history for a long time. And that was just out of like grit. Like I wasn't the best technically at a lot of things, but I busted my ass for it. And so now my motivation, I'm trying my best to do other things outside of the gym, which like anywhere in the world, I can go to Dubai right now and they'll be excited for me to go work out or whatever, right? But can I do something other than that? So my motivation feels like it's not the same. Like when people talk about motivation, they're almost always talking about losing weight, eating right, going to the gym. And mine, like, I feel like I'm so much less motivated in that area, even though I'm still a professional athlete. I'm only using like my upper body. I arm wrestle now. So like I do this stuff all freaking day with these things all day like this, but I don't squat. I don't pick up Atlas stones. I don't do any of that stuff. So sure. It's a totally different motivation, and it feels underwhelming at points when you're like, fuck, I feel fat now. I just saw a video yesterday of me. I don't remember where I was. I think I was in Venice working out, and I'm deadlifting a frame that's like 1,100 pounds for reps, and my shoulders and my chest are so stacked, and I'm like, fuck, I'm so old and fat now. I felt so bad about it, but I'm also doing other things that I never got to do. Like so. My motivation's weird. That's my long answer.
No, dude. No, I love it. And all I got to say, because I can't wait to hear Ian, is I can relate in different ways, because I can look back at photos from 2011 when I was even more shredded, or this or that or whatever. But I feel, back to what you were saying, life is all about seasons, right? And it's like, if you take that power, that mindset that you had back when you were like you said, stacking and looking awesome, you can literally achieve anything you want if you put that same amount of energy, right? And that addiction that you had into it, right? Because we're all addicted to different things, right? Sure. And you'll be surprised. And if you want to change, and again, this is unsolicited advice, if you want to change that perception of, oh, when I was thinner or jacked or whatever, you can do the same, but look even better. You may not, how do I best put this? I used to run 6 miles a day. I can't because I have a fucked up back, right? I literally do a stationary bike, and I'm actually in the same shape as I was 8 years ago. And I only got there because I was sick and tired of not fitting into my clothes anymore. And I was like, I'm not buying another wardrobe. So I feel like you're in this discovery mode, but hopefully, for what it's worth, and I'm just being an observer, is take that energy that you had and say, why don't I do and apply that? Not just in the Husky Boys, but in anything. Because, dude, you're only 40, bro. That's crazy. Like, you're bare. Look, this is what Gary Vee just posted, and I have to read it to both of you gentlemen. 40 is a very fascinating age. A lot of people start reflecting on their lives when they hit their 40s. They think that they've hit their peak. The truth is, 40 isn't even halftime yet. Even if you have a mortgage, too much debt, or too much responsibility, you have so much time to turn things around. It's fascinating what can happen to your life if you give yourself some grace. To all my 40-somethings out there, please change your perspective. You'll be stunned by how it changes your life. By Gary Vee.
Damn, man. Robert just motivated the holy shit out of me with the whole thing. Unsolicited advice. I very much know those things, but hearing it come from somebody, it always resonates and makes you feel better. And then also, while you're saying that, I'm seeing in my mind other things that I can put that energy towards when I do feel like I'm being lazy because I don't have side abs anymore, you know, like that kind of shit. You can totally, I know that. I do know those things. And then hearing them just makes them more solid.
Now it's applying them. That's all it is. I don't want to fucking do the bike. I do it 6 days a week, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to. I started investing about 7 years ago, right? It's changed my life. But how did I get into it? And I know we're changing subjects. I discipline myself to read and learn about how investments work, meaning whether it's the Dow Jones, whether it's, notes, structured notes, real estate investments, and it can change your life knowing about a little bit of everything. So just food for thought. Ian, give it to me, baby.
Okay, my motivation. So it's changed. Like Robert, mine have changed over the years, right? I wanted to do comedy as a kid, and I knew, for whatever reason, I knew that was the way I was going. I was able to get where to a certain point where I was a couple years ago with just being naive, just being driven, and just doing it, right? Now I'm at a point where I figured out what I am to people. And what I am to people is exactly what they are to me, and that is escape. That's all I am. Like, and I don't say that's all I am. I'm like, that's what I am, right? So I've been able and it's funny that you talk about learning. I try to learn something every couple of days, not every day, but I've about what I do business wise. At the beginning of this year, I took on management and agency, which I haven't had so far to get me to where I am now. I've done it all myself. And for the last 7-9 months, I've kind of got lost in that. And what I did was I took that power back from them and know that I have to do all the work and then have them facilitate the work, not have them do the work and me facilitate it, because a lot of people get caught in that situation. You have to do the work and then you have to delegate, right? So that's what I'm doing. And the motivation is I like the life that I've built. I like the life that I've built to continue on with my wife, with my dogs, and with where I live and with my friends around. I also probably about 4 months ago started to get healthy again. So we're starting, and it's I'm not doing it in a quick term. I'm doing it in a term that I feel good about. I don't want to give up eating. I don't want to give up not going to the gym. I don't want to be shut in the house and not be able to be social. So that's where I am, and I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Like, I don't feel like I need to chase something else. I need to continue on what I'm doing with the work. So there you go.
You gave me chills, dude. You know why? Because I think Robert agrees too. You sound so secure and content, right? And when I used to think of the word content as like, oh, you're just, no. Content is when you're just consistently flowing, right?
Right.
You're growing, you're learning, because that's what life is, right? If you're not growing and learning, you're not living. You're just kaput. And it's sad to say a lot of my friends that are my age or younger, they've given up. They're like, well, this is what life is. These are the cards that I've been dealt. Have you guys watched the show Tulsa King by any chance with Sylvester Stallone?
I've not.
No? You have, Robert?
I have, yeah.
I'm watching season 3. Please watch it. It's awesome. It's not only just entertaining and great acting and all this, but I feel we live in a generation that is very weak. And that's a whole nother topic, meaning people don't want to put in as much work anymore, right? It's easy to do AI, right? To do half of your work. It's easy to, like, my friend's a graphic designer and he's lost so much work because of AI. But I don't fight it. And like I tell him, don't fight it, roll with it. But always remember, you are an artist, right? Like no one's going to ever replicate. AI is not going to replicate you, Robert, or you, Ian, or me. They just can't. Right. They just can't. But if we live threatened by evolution, we become victims.
It's something a saying that I heard not a long time ago, about 20 years ago, and I try to remember. Those most resistant to change are the first to be left behind.
Amen, dude.
So Amen. You got, as Oasis said, you got to roll with it.
You got to roll with it. Well, yeah. I'm going to tell you what, guys. A few things because I do have to get going. This is a great conversation. Definitely did not expect this whatsoever because I have watched other episodes. You guys are freaking awesome individually and together. I mean, you guys have a great thing going here, which is why I was excited to do it. And I want to do a follow-up, but I want to challenge all of us here. Let's say maybe in the beginning of the year, let's get back together, right? And write 3 things today, right? That you want to learn, right? It could be anything. It could be learning Dutch. It could be learning about investments and anything. And let's talk about it in a future episode and just see what we've come up with. What do you think?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the thing about this podcast is every episode it's not like the same. It doesn't need to hit the same peaks and valleys every episode. You know, we don't try to push people into our conversation. Like Robert doesn't take people tinfoil. I don't try to take people laugh. You know, I mean, we just have a conversation, and that's what it is. So.
No,
I will try to go tinfoil if I get the opportunity, though.
He will totally go tinfoil.
Yeah, there's just so much there. And by the way, I'm pissed off, Ian, because when I was doing more research, again, I looked it up. What was it, yesterday? You were just here in Tempe, dude. I'm like down.
Yeah, last week. I would have loved to have you out.
I know. When are you coming back?
Next year. We'll be back next year sometime. So
perfect.
We'll make sure you come out.
Please. Next episode, I want to talk about sunscreen.
Enemas. Oh, sunscreen.
Freaking enemas.
Where else do you put the sunscreen?
Yeah.
I know, the mini sunscreen. This right here, guys, I've always worn it. But this was me. And I'm going to leave you as a cliffhanger till next episode. I used to spray it. Okay, cool. I'm going outdoors. One thing I didn't do is put it underneath. Why? You know, it's common sense. Why would it, whatever. I got skin cancer 6 months ago. Dramatically changed my life, my perspective. I had to get it completely removed. I know you probably can't see the scar right there, but this is 2.5 inches and it's been healing. And it's one of those things that you realize, you know what? Life can be taken away very quickly because they said if it would have gotten any deeper, I was looking at 4 operations and then internal blood work that once it's in your blood, you're screwed. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're glad you're okay. We're glad.
Thank you, guys.
And you need to make sure that you say that on everything you got. Sunscreen and where to put it. Rub it in.
Yeah. If not, grab an enema and call it a day.
Yeah. Just put it in your butthole.
That's it.
Science says it'll work. That should disperse. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Jason.
Husky boys, let's do it. 2026. Let's go.
All right. I like it.
Thanks for being on,
Have a good day, bud.
You too. Take care, guys.
I love it. We've had a lot of guys come in and talk to us. And I really do think this podcast is just conversation. It's not directed in a specific thing. So where it goes is where it goes.
That was awesome. And I really did get motivated when he was saying that stuff. You know, I felt good. But
whatever, fatty.
Did you catch him at the end what he said? He goes, he had his hands up and he goes, I was not expecting a conversation like this. I'd be like, he was blown away that we had like a different type of area that we could communicate in. And then he followed that up with, because I've watched some of your episodes.
That's funny. Yeah, well, but I know which one he watched. Jason Mayhem fucking Miller. I know.
That's what it was. He thought you were going to attack him.
No, I even with him, even with Jason, we let people go where they want to go. There's no, it's conversation.
Like the Jason thing wasn't even that bad. It's just us teasing.
Like, no, it's a ongoing gag is all it is. It's going to be our ongoing gag, but I enjoy it. It's a Tuesday morning conversation that we have, and people need to do this more in person. Like they need to just have conversation. It makes life better. So anyways, you learn something, you laugh, you might like somebody, you might not like somebody, but it's better than judging them from a distance.
Yeah. And it's always fun just figuring out where it's going to, like, you and I have no plan going into it where we're like trying to control a certain thing or any of that stuff. And
we don't write questions.
Different, similar, like it always works out cool. So
Amy, our producer, gives us a list of information on the person, and we take a look at it, and we come in with our own. We just take it. Okay, it's just like going to a class and meeting somebody new. That's all it is.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah. All right, see you next week.
Get out of here, pimple face. Call me fat.
Whatever, fatty. Fatty and pimples.
So you be Kenny and I'll be Cartman.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Get it over your mouth, though. You got to get it over your mouth. There you go.
It's just a pimple now. That's all it is.
That had to be an episode of South Park where he got a pimple and it was all you could see.
I don't know if you've seen this week's. You got to see this week's South Park.
Bro, all the stuff they cut it out, right? Like there's nothing new.
No. There's a new one came out about who's the guy that started PayPal.
Wasn't PayPal started by Elon Musk?
And the other guy, Peter Thiel. Oh my God, it's fire!
I'll check it out.
Fire. Yeah,
we talked about this off air, but I just want to say it on air because we're talking about it. I love that show forever. Yeah. It got annoying to me that because it's been on so long, kind of like The Simpsons, they played out their hand where they're showing they're only willing to make fun of one side. Like they had 4 years of a guy zombie walking through the White House and said nothing. And then Trump comes back and they're like, boom, 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 boom. And it's like, funny. I love their stuff. It's hilarious.
It was because it was boring. It was the way politics were supposed to be. It's boring. You're supposed to ignore it.
You can have an opinion on all that stuff too. But give me something. Say something about.
Get out of here, tinfoil. Get out of here, tinfoil.
It would just make me really appreciate it very much more. A show that I already love.
I'm sure you can find it. Go watch every episode.
Yeah, you have to go back to when Obama was there. They probably lightly teased Clinton about Monica Lewinsky, maybe, but they even all their stuff went in the time period from 2019 till now. They've never ever once strayed left or right of far left. They just don't do that. Their whole COVID episode was literally about how it was hard to get the shot. It was like the CIA wrote the whole fucking episode. It was crazy. But I'm just saying,
Fatty, just get a shot.
I'm just saying. Sponsored by Pfizer, then at least say that. Fatty. If you want the news to be brought to you by Pfizer and South Park, just put a big ad on the back of it. Say, we got our bills paid by this.
I'm loving how this. Just go watch it and get back to me on that episode. I don't care about the rest of the episodes. Go watch this episode.
I want to see this one. I do want to see it.
See this one, you freak.
I've loved. I don't think I've seen an episode I didn't laugh my ass off at.
They're all funny.
It's always been the best.
All right.
Face and Fatty.
So we should get this. You know, we should get this episode sponsored by aluminum foil. Anyways,
because that's the craziness. Yeah, saying there's a lot more out there. We started with an intergalactical invasion possibility. You know, that was way more tinfoil.
Write your 3 lists, so when we bring them back, we talk about it.
I already know what it is.
All right. Talk to you soon. See you next week.